Hello everyone and welcome to London St Pancras. We have crossed the city from London Victoria where our last Train Sim World video ended, and we are now on the High-Speed 1 line. We are taking this beautiful class 395 high-speed rail service all the way down to Faversham today. We can see our route right here, the 16:55 service leaving in 30 seconds, calling at all stations down to Faversham where we will terminate. It is once again rush hour. We'll get right to it so that we don't get started with a delay. Would be pretty useful. As always, safety switches go on. If you'd like to see what these switches do, please have a look at the Brighton video as we cover extensively the route and the various different signals that we have in the UK, as well as a variety of other things. Let's put the day running lights on. Desk illumination is set to high. I'm going to put on the cab lighting because we're about to go into tunnels, and we can go ahead and lock the doors. So like I said, we are doing high speed 1 today to start with. There we go. The reverser is forward. The brakes are now released. And off we go. Very slowly we traverse out of London St Pancras. Let's switch off the HUD. For now we'll keep everything as realistic as possible, of course, as always. So today we're going from brand spanking new to really old. So we are leaving London St Pancras. Over on the left-hand side, we share the tracks with Eurostar. In fact, we share this whole first section with Eurostar. Thameslink will be on the far left, I do believe, apart with some local services. Thameslink also has the underground platforms A and B, which run the Brighton to Bedford line, which we saw in our last episode 2 weeks ago in Train Sim World. This is one of my absolute favorite routes to do. I do this one all the time. It was part of one of the packs, I believe, a couple of years ago when it came out. It is just really good fun. St Pancras railway station then, very famous of course. Next to King's Cross, there we can see our colleagues who are waiting to come in. We're in kilometers an hour, funnily enough. We'll talk more about that here in a little moment as it's about to go up to 60. We are about 6 cabs wide, or 6 carts on today's train, so we will make sure that we've got enough space. There we go. As soon as we leave the tunnel, I'm going to accelerate up to 60 kilometers an hour. We've got time anyway on this route, which is pretty good. Calling today, next station will be Stratford International, Ebbsfleet International, Gravesend, Strood, Rochester, Chatham, Gillingham, Rainham, Sittingbourne, and finally this train terminates at Faversham, our final destination today. Let's speed it right up to 60 kilometers an hour. I'm pretty satisfied that we can. As we go straight into the darkness, we'll talk a little bit about London St Pancras Station, as well as HS1. I do love HS1. Every single time I go on it, it is an absolute pleasure going really fast. We're going up to 225 kilometers today. Shortly this system will kick in. We can go up to 80 here at the moment, and this is why I keep the cab light on, because it gets really dark very quickly as we go into the tunnels. There we can see system is alive, telling us 80 kilometers an hour. That will shortly go up. We'll ease off of the power here a little bit so that we don't overshoot, and up to 200. Off we go, full power. This system is fully automated, so it will start flashing at us when we need to start slowing down for our next stop, Stratford International. But let's talk about St Pancras railway station, or since 2007, London St Pancras. Very famous, you might know it from Harry Potter, when the Chamber of Secrets, when they leave the station. Technically, they are supposed to be at King's Cross, but London St Pancras International just looks that much cooler with its fantastic clock tower. It is really good. Like I mentioned, yeah, with Eurostar, Thameslink, all sorts of a variety of different services. There is a bunch of it. It is a phenomenal station. I absolutely love going through St Pancras. It is one of the biggest tube stations you'll find there. Pretty much every single tube line nearly stops there. It's actually insane. it is a massive point of interest. We are in the tunnels then of High Speed 1, more officially known as the Channel Tunnel Rail Link CTRL, which is what our power system is on here. And the bottom left we can see the red CTRL light is illuminated, meaning we are in the Channel Tunnel Rail Link. This is a 68-mile, 110-kilometer long stretch of high-speed rail. Let's slow her down a little bit. Here, like we said, we can see it flashing, meaning we're slowing down. We are actually very quickly approaching London Stratford International. These train stations at the beginning especially come by really, really quick. Down to 160 we go shortly. We'll just get the brakes on even more, and we'll keep those brakes going on quite significantly as we pull into Stratford International. Let's talk a little bit about that station before we come back to High Speed 1. So Stratford International, even though it says it's international, Eurostar does not stop there. No international service stops there. In fact, it is just domestic services, and that is due to a little bit of interesting contracts and deals there with the international train companies. It would be nice if it saw service at some point, but that's very unlikely. It is 4 platforms, and it's built within what is known the Stratford box. 1.1 kilometers concrete on either side, and it's right next to the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park and the Westfield. So if you want to do any shopping, get off here at Stratford International, which will be our final, well, not our final destination is Faversham. Our next destination is Stratford. There we go. We'll ease off and we will slowly go in. I always get caught out here at Stratford International. All of a sudden it just appears and we go, here it comes, I think. There it is. There's the end of the tunnel. 100 kilometers an hour is for us as we go in, and we're going to pull off to one side so Eurostar can go at full speed to one side. Southeastern operates all of the rail services in and out of this station, including our high-speed service that we are doing today. We are a Southeastern service after all. 4 trains an hour back to London St Pancras International, 2 to Faversham via Gravesend, and one of these high-speed continues up to Ramsgate. Other one, Ramsgate to Dover Priory, and Margate via Canterbury. The DLR also connects on here at Stratford International. Now I need to find the aiming points. Here we go. There it is, 6, bang on. It's like we've done this before. Very nice. 6-car stop on platform 3. Everyone, this is Stratford International. Please alight here for the Docklands Light Railway in the direction of Woolwich Arsenal. You can also connect onto the London bus services. It is a very, very busy station indeed. Elizabeth Line stops here as well, which is very nice. I do love the Elizabeth Line. We are due off here at 1707 on the board. I can't quite read that without seeing or looking. Do we have... here we go. That's 1707 to the 1702 to Faversham. So that is now. They've had a little moment. The announcement is done. Let's close up the doors. And back to our high-speed merry way we go. There we go. Doors are closed. Brakes are released. And off we go. Hello everyone, welcome on board of this Southeastern high-speed service, which costs a ridiculous price to traverse High Speed 1 as we go back into the tunnels here shortly. Speaking of which, let's keep going. We're only going up to 225 kilometers an hour today, but the trains can run up to 300 kilometers an hour or 190 miles an hour if they so wish, which really the Eurostar does, which heads to Paris, Gare du Nord, from London St Pancras, of course, using HS1. Takes just 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's absolutely insane. Brussels as well, in 1 hour and 51 minutes via Lille-Europe, and then you can go all the way up to the Netherlands as well, stopping at Rotterdam and Amsterdam along the way, with many more routes actually being announced constantly, which is really, really pretty cool. It was developed and built in 2 sections. Section number 1 is 74 kilometres long. It runs from the Channel Tunnel to Falkham Junction, which is just in North Kent. 300 kilometres an hour, like I said, you can do that as well. And when that was finally finished, it cut off London to Paris by about 20 minutes. To just 2 hours and 35 minutes until Section 2 opens, and it reduced it down to 2015, and that Section 2 is exactly where we are now, this 40-kilometre stretch between Ebbsfleet in Kent and London St Pancras station. So really, really significant change. Before, the Eurostar used to just run on the old local lines using third rail. They would go obviously a lot slower. But it is such a fantastic piece of track there, all the way up to Channel Tunnel, which I know it won't be very interesting to get the Channel Tunnel in Train Simulator at all, because it is a tunnel, but I just think it would be so cool to either have a Eurostar service that would run all the way to Paris, and there's like side missions or something where you could actually do the Channel Tunnel rail link. I love going onto the Channel Tunnel. It is one of my absolute favourite trains in the world. I get it, it's boring because this is your view for half an hour, well, 20 minutes out of the cab. It really isn't anything interesting, but it is such an amazing feat of engineering. I absolutely love the Channel Tunnel. As we poke our head out of the tunnel, there we go into the daylight. It's actually a really lovely day in the UK as we storm over towards Kent. Very lovely. Let's talk about the British Rail Class 395, a Japanese-built train. It is the Hitachi A-Train 8300 family. And it's of course made for high-speed service, and it is used across southeastern. It is actually quite popular, very reliable. It only goes 225 kilometers an hour under 25 kV AC, which is what we're doing now on the HS1. And then soon, as we will go to the conventional DC third rail into Kent, which we will change over at Ebbsfleet International, we go down to 100 miles an hour. These trains are sold normally as 12-car units. We are operating a 6-car. Southeastern uses both 6 and 12-car configurations depending on what they need for that day and for that time. Like I said, 6 cars. We are just ahead of rush hour at the moment as we storm over towards the Dartford crossing here. They are very, very cool. First introduced in the UK in the year of 2009. Of course, running here on High Speed 1, significantly reducing the time it takes to get to Kent from London. However, like I said, these are astronomically priced. They are quite expensive, but they are really, really, really cool trains. As you saw earlier, we switched on the safety systems, which are pretty standard UK edition with all of its various different protections for signal warnings, driver warnings, etc. If you would like to know more about that, like I mentioned at the very beginning, that is in the previous video that we did, the Brighton Mainline. We cover in detail the UK signals, which we will see extensively here shortly as we traverse through Ebbsfleet International in a moment towards Faversham. There is the Dartford crossing, the M25. Let's have a look outside. Oh, stunning. We go underneath the M25, signalling that we are officially outside of London. We'll need to let go here of the power a little bit. As the power comes down, that was nearly our adventure on High Speed 1 done and complete. We slow right down. Ebbsfleet International will be our next station. We are about 10 miles east of London now, as we see just went underneath the M25 and then next to the Dartford crossing. We slow down. This station opened up in 2007, 19th of November 2007 to be exact, together with the rest of HS1. Section 2, of course, which we have had the pleasure of going through today. We'll ease off the brake here a little bit. There we go, it goes down to 160. But we will just let gravity do its thing for a moment. It was initially proposed as Ebbsfleet International Station, its current name. However, later, Eurostar, in fact, wanted Dartford International Station. simply because more people would know what Dartford was, thanks to the chaotic bridge and carnage that is caused on the M25 on a daily basis in that area, which is always really rather unique. However, it wasn't. There was opposition to that, mainly from Gravesend Borough Council, who said, no, we will not allow Eurofleet will not allow Eurostar to tell us what is what. It will be Ebbsfleet International, like it is in the Ebbsfleet Valley here in Kent. In 2020, though, it saw its last actual Eurostar services over there on the high-speed one, which continues below us. We're going up, by, and over, and we go into Ebbsfleet International Station ourselves and onto the old Chatham Railway Mainline. After COVID, the Eurostar guys said that it would not restart anytime soon. It was delayed and delayed and delayed until at least this year, and still no decision has been made. Everyone, this is the only high-speed service that calls here at Ebbsfleet International is where we are. I keep wanting to say Ashford, but we are in Ebbsfleet International. Beautiful, beautiful station. We'll pull it right up here. Bingo, right up to the end, because this is where we will change over to the DC lines. Pull it up, we've got the full car stop there, and there we go. We'll bring it to a halt. We'll open up the right-hand doors, and meanwhile we will get busy with pressing some buttons. So, in order to go from our Channel Tunnel rail link line, which you can see illuminated right here, we need to go to the DC line. We are changing voltages, so therefore we will press and hold this red DC button until it lights up. There we go. And then we're going to press the yellow pan up, shoes down button, which is just below it. And that should have us on DC power. If we go outside, we can indeed see that our pantograph is down and that our shoes are down as well. Right there at the front, you can see it. I can't really... There you go. Right there, we can see our shoes are down, ready to go. As we are pretty much bang on time, I do believe. If we have a quick look at the external cameras, let's have a look at the free camera here so we can have a move around, and let's see what time we are due off, because we don't have a schedule inside the train at 13, so that means we're bang on time. Let's close up the doors. There we go. We'll wait until we hear the clap and the lights. There's the good sound. Signal is green again. And there goes the fun. Actually, I need to go to reverse, neutral, forwards. There we go. Brakes are released. For some reason, it went into neutral. I must have accidentally switched something as we were outside. Are we going? No, back to neutral. Let's just make sure that this is done correctly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pan up, shoes down. Forward. And there we go. Yeah, it was just because it wasn't in neutral. It must have knocked it out of it as we were looking outside. Bingo! We go up and over as we join the Chatham Mainline. Let's ease off the power here a little bit because it is going downhill over some quite steep turns there. We go down to about 30 miles an hour here. Or 30 kilometers, it's 2 signals, 20 to the left there. It is technically 60, I do believe, but I'm always quite careful around here. We've got a green signal, let's give it some power as we are joining the main line. We've got a warning for 30 miles an hour coming up ahead. That means we are closing in on Gravesend railway station, servicing, of course, the town of Gravesend. We are about 23 miles away from not St Pancras, but Charing Cross. And that's because of the history of the London Chatham and Dover Railway. And therefore the distances on all of these train stations along this line are measured from Charing Cross. Services operated here, of course, Southeastern and Thameslink. The London, the Highspeed, Southeastern Highspeed doesn't have a very good stopping service because right now we have become the stopping train. So therefore there is no real Thameslink service or anything to look at, but we do have the Class 700. If you have the Class 700, it opens up a few extra routes here to Dartford, which are pretty cool to do as well. There was a second Gravesend station known as Gravesend West Street, and it's still there. It's now just Gravesend West, opened by the rivals. 19 million pound overhaul of this station. That made sure that when this high-speed service is operated by 12 coach trains, as well as the Thameslink service, they can all do that. Previously, it was only down to 10. The footbridges have been upgraded. They're bigger, they're better, more capacity for this high-frequency station used a lot by commuters. Everyone, this is Gravesend Station where we pull into today. Oh wow, there's the guy on the other side. Okay, that's not us. That is not us. That is absolutely fine. Let's bring it to a halt here at the end. The great thing about a 6-car unit is we don't have to worry that much. It is, however, the left-hand doors now, as we are at Gravesend. From here, of course, you can head back to Edford International and London St Pancras using High Speed 1. However, we are continuing on to Strood. Furthermore, you can head towards Higham using Southeastern on the North Kent line and Thameslink. And there's quite a bit here coming through as well to London Charing Cross, London Victoria, London Luton Airport, and Luton Town itself eventually. Rainham, Faversham, of course, and Ramsgate. That was Gravesend. Let's close up the doors. And now we turn into a proper slow speed. There it is. A slow speed service, 30 miles an hour here through the bridges and the tunnels in and around Gravesend here in the beautiful western side of Kent as we traverse down. Speed goes up to 50 miles an hour. The next station that we are calling at will be Strood Railway Station, servicing, of course, the town of Strood here in the Medway. It is almost also the terminating point of the Medway Valley Line. We are now 31 miles and 11 chains down the line from London Charing Cross, still called by Southeastern and Thameslink. Services to all the previously mentioned destinations. We can see a couple of freight trains over there on the right-hand side as we pass here through their main location. We're about halfway to Strood, going a lovely 70 miles an hour. This rail yard is absolutely massive. We can see one of the Class 700 Thameslink services servicing this line, calling at pretty much all the same stops as we do. There isn't much difference, except that it continues on to Dartford, which I believe is an extra 2 stops. We have got a yellow signal coming up, so we will slow the train right down to about 30 miles an hour. We'll see what the next signal has for us. Of course, we covered the signals in depth in our Brighton train line. We'll go over it very quickly. We have got, right there was a double yellow, and that means that the next signal will be a single yellow, and the signal after that will be a solid red for danger. So 2 cautions, 1 caution, and a solid red is the way we go about this. So we will reduce the speed all the way down to 30, and then all the way back to about 15 miles an hour when we get to the single yellow, hoping that it has cleared. It hasn't. Let's have a look what this is. It is green now, so obviously the preceding train has departed. We're going down to 15 miles an hour here as we pull in to Strood. I love that. There wasn't really a warning for that 15 miles an hour, I guess, apart from the signals. But regardless, here we go. The last time that this station was overhauled massively was 2009, mainly on the timetable front, when southeastern trains introduced high-speed domestic rail to the UK and to southeast England. At that point, multiple routes were swapped, leaving various different Medway towns with reduced service, less service, no service, all sorts of a variety of things. This was the first time really in 40 years that the timetable has had such a significant change, and the reason was so that we can operate this train here today into Strood Station, which then finally in December of 2017 received a £2.59 million refurbishment, new entrances, larger halls and new waiting rooms, all part of this brand new, lovely, beautiful refurbished station. Everyone, this is Strood. The stations will follow quite quickly now. So next up will be Rochester Railway Station as we head over left here in a second over the water at just 20 miles an hour. First we call at Strood before we talk about anything like that. Let's have a look at the schedule, see how we are doing here today. I'm touching buttons again that I'm not supposed to. So we are running about, actually we're running pretty much bang on time. It is 28. We are pretty much here. Let's see if the doors are ready to lock according to the UI. So let's get going. I think I knocked something. Yeah, I knocked it into off again. There we go. It doesn't like that. It's every single time I'm used to WASD, and that caused issues for us earlier, of course, as well. There go the doors, and we are off, everyone. He says, we are off, everyone. We're going backwards, everyone. Brakes, neutral, forwards. And we are off, everyone. Oh no, we're still going backwards. Okay, has it lost the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once on that, into neutral, shove it forwards. How are you doing now? Are you still wanting to go backwards? No. Okay, so note to self, stop touching buttons when you're outside the cab. Now, the issue is the view system works with the arrow keys, and I'm so used to WASD for everything that when I touch WASD, it knocks stuff out. I really want to get one of those rail controllers, you know, they look very cool. We turn left then over the bridge at 20 miles an hour towards Rochester Railway Station on the Chatham Mainline here, serving of course the town of Rochester. 33 miles, 61 change from, this time London Victoria is where we are measuring from for the mainline. Calling of course by Southeastern and Thameslink. And Thameslink goes all the way up to Bedford, in fact, every now and then. First station opened in 1892. It was a little bit of a distance away from the high street, as we can see one of our colleagues coming over the bridge. That is absolutely stunning. We'll keep a bit of power on here, actually, so we don't come to a halt. We are still 20 miles an hour. Hello, you are a 6-car service. Very nice, going all the way back to London. Beautiful. The new station then in 2013 was approved by the Medway Council, cost a whopping 26 million pounds, made by Gallagher Limited, starting on the 16th of January of 2014. It was then opened for passenger use on the 13th of December 2015. And the Duke of Kent opened up on the 24th of February in 2016. We have got a couple of platforms. Platform number 1 serves trains towards Strood, Gravesend, Ebbsfleet, and all the way back to London. We are coming in on platform 2 today, which will serve us towards Gillingham, Faversham, Margate, Ramsgate, Canterbury, East Dover Priory, and Ashford International via the lovely place of Sandwich. Love that place. Platform 3 is a through platform over on the left-hand side, also heading up to Gillingham, Faversham, Ashford, and the coast. Other services here, of course, as we mentioned earlier, now run to London Victoria, and the rest is all the same as previously mentioned. Alright, everyone, if we can keep the pace going here a little bit, we are early anyway. We've got a double caution up ahead, but this is Rochester. Let's have a quick look here on the board there on the left as we come in. We are on time. We're off at 31, so we're doing well. We'll slowly bring it to a halt. It's quite uphill here, but it's quite all right. We've got loads of time, which is quite lovely. We'll bring it to a halt. There we go, at the 4 to 8 coach sign. There's the sound we like to hear, and there's a better sound of the doors opening. We are ready to leave Rochester on our way through the Chatham Mainline. Waiting for the noise. There it is. We are ready to go. Let's release the brakes. And this time I didn't go outside because we could see what our schedule was. We go up to 30 miles an hour as we leave Rochester Station. Also capable of serving 12 car full units, of course, as every station is now on this line. We head towards the namesake of our main line. It is time for Chatham Railway Station, located, of course, in Chatham, 34 miles, 25 chains down the line from London Victoria. After that, we will call at Gillingham. Been quite a few timetable changes there, also meaning that now Southeastern... Oh, we're going way too fast. I am looking at my notes. I am not paying attention to the train. There we go. It means that Southeastern and Angovia Thames Link Railway, of course, run this as well. There we can see one of our local colleagues. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Coming on by. There'll be 2 platforms that wait us. 12 coach trains, of course, are able to handle this. And on either side it is met by a tunnel. One side is for pits, and that is on the London side where we'll come out of, and the Chatham Tunnel on the other side where we will leave, and this is that Fort Pitt Tunnel. 428 yards await us. One of the oldest stations on the line opened on the 25th of January 1858 when the London, Chatham and Dover Railway, or at the time the East Kent Railway, opened a single line which went all the way to our final destination today, and that is Faversham. In the 1980s it got upgraded with a modern entrance, a new booking hall, as well as the 90s and the 2000s. For some renovations here at Chatham. Most recently, in May of 2021, the footbridge was replaced and now has lifts, and the station is therefore fully step-free access available. This then is Chatham Railway Station. We can see there the Chatham Tunnel on the other side waiting for us as well. There's a quick look on the board. We can't see it, so we'll just assume that we are pretty much on time. There is our car stop. Let's see, 6, yeah. I'd say that's quite tricky to read there with the sunlight, but it's fine, we've got more than enough space on this train anyway. Services in and out of Chatham are the same as before, all throughout Kent. No real major changes, as you can't really go anywhere else on the Chatham main line but forward. This is Chatham. 35 minutes past 5 in the evening. It is proper rush hour, although we are heading to the countryside with this beautiful 6 coach class 395 for our next stop, which will be Gillingham. You can see there the little plaque on the right hand side saying that this is the Chatham Tunnel, of course the other side of Chatham Railway Station, which greets us. Towards the other side then, Gillingham Station on this beautiful Chatham Mainline. 35 miles, 75 chains down from London Victoria, with Rainham after that. Trains operated still by Southeastern and Thames Link, because why do anything else? There is a beautiful Thames Link. We need to pay attention because apparently the signals are going to be either yellow or red. We've got a double caution. Cool, we will pay attention to that. Goes up to 50 miles an hour there, the speed limit, but we won't be doing that for now. We'll keep it a nice, comfortable 25 to 30 miles an hour as we see our little 34-mile board there. Just on the bottom left, I love the little details on this line telling us the distance from London Victoria in this case. Nothing changes on the service front. Station was first opened as well in 1858. 3 platform, 2 for London bound services and 1 for us today towards the country, and it also has a lift enabling step-free access. Between 2010 and 2012 there was a significant facelift, new entrance, better pavements, new roof, refurbished waiting room and bicycle storage for those who are cycle-wise inclined, enable you to have a lovely day out by train from beautiful Gillingham Railway Station. Speed goes up to 60. We can't do that because of that train or something that's ahead of us. We've had that single caution just now, so we will just keep it going at 15 miles an hour. It gives us enough time to read the Gillingham Railway Tunnel sign there over on the left as the darkness is all upon us. The signal has turned to green once again. There's no signals in the tunnel here, meaning we can go up to 60 miles an hour, but we are closing in slowly but surely on Gillingham Station. And there it is already, round the corner we go. We're only going 34 miles an hour and dropping as we go into lovely Gillingham railway station here on the beautiful Chatham Mainline railway. Probably running about, oh, it's still saying we're on time. I was going to say I would have expected us to be a little bit late, which would be absolutely fine. We're looking for the 6-car stop, that's the 4-car stop. 6-car stop is the next one there, 6 to 8. We'll let it roll a little bit if it would like to. It's a little bit uphill here. There we go, 6 to 8 and the reduced length Thameslink units. There we go, we will bring it to a halt. We have stopped everyone, this is Gillingham Station. Let's close up the doors. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 seconds left as we depart on time out of Gillingham. We are running really nicely on schedule on this early evening service. What a beautiful summer evening here, rowing through Kent. The next station will be Rainham. Got a couple of sidings here for passenger services that start their life at Gillingham Station. Over there on the right, I think we can see one train is parked up. Of course, it is rush hour now, so most trains are in service. We go up to 60 miles an hour through the lovely countryside of Kent. We can see it just popping into existence. We will get the brakes firmly on here. It is time to go into Rainham Station. We are 38 miles, 34 chains down the line from London Victoria now, between Gillingham and Newington. Station is of course operated by Southeastern and Thameslink, as every single other station is on this line. There is another station called Rainham, which is in London, hence why sometimes this station will be referred to as Rainham in Kent. We'll move all the way over as we can see one of our colleagues come around the corner. It is just a general stop, and we can see as well we are a minute early. Very, very nice. 6-car service there going back to London St Pancras as we stop here at Rainham, and I'm amazed I actually saw that well ahead. I've had it many a time going 80 miles an hour here down the main line where you race on past Rainham. Oops. 2 platforms, platform number 1 over there with our colleague going towards London. We are on platform number 2, and everywhere has step-free access, of course. It is a very, very lovely little station. This is right here. We will close the doors as we leave in 4, 3, 2, 1. That was Rainham, everyone. It is time for our second to last stop here on the Chatham Mainline, which will be Sittingbourne Railway Station, which will be 44 miles and 59 chains down the line from Victoria is where we are going from. Fun fact actually in my notes here, which for some reason this was one of the first things that was mentioned during my research of all these stations, is that the ticket barriers are sometimes in operation depending on the time of the day. So I guess if you want to travel for free, say you want to see the lovely Rainham or whatever, and you live on the wild side of life, go via Sittingbourne. Or if you want to go to Sittingbourne. Maybe nobody wants to go to Sittingbourne, I have no idea. What does Sittingbourne have? Well, it has 2 new lifts, a new footbridge, step-free routes, and that all costs £1.8 million to refurbish. God, there's a lot of trains. Hello to our colleague there getting around the other side. Services are the exact same services throughout that we've been mentioning. It is one line, of course, this all the way over towards Dover eventually, and Ramsgate. There's loads of various different termini along this route. But for now, our next station is Sittingbourne. We are nearly at 80 miles per hour between Sittingbourne. This is a good time to remind you that if you like what you're watching, please do subscribe to the channel. It really does help, and what helps even more is liking the video, and do comment down below what you think so far of this amazing route. Train Sim World 6, of course, is coming out very, very soon. I cannot wait to do the first look series on Train Sim World as we go down to 70 miles an hour. There we go. Bingo, bingo, bingo. Train Sim World 6 looks very good. The routes look very interesting. We've got a lovely new Great Western Railway service coming up. We have got a route in New York and a route through Germany as well, all to have a look at, along with a variety of different DLC which will soon come out. So overall, lots to come for Train Sim World, which I try to upload every 2 weeks on the channel. So please do subscribe if you'd like to see more trains. Next stop, Sittingbourne. We come around the corner, and there in the distance we can see Sittingbourne Station awaiting us. Our second to last station all the way down the line here. One more stop after this, which will be Faversham. I do so enjoy this route. It's such a perfect add-on, this one. The high speed. You can also take the high speed service to Ashford if you want to do a high speed all the way. But it's such a great combination, this slow speed stopping local service through the countryside and the very, very high speed sections of, oh look, it's a pride flag. The very high speed sections of London, which just create such a unique service. It is really, really, really quite something. We're going down to the 6-car stop once again. Here it comes for Sittingbourne Station. Nice long platforms, capable, of course, as all these lines, of holding 12 carts. It's not like Bolcombe Station, which can't. We'll open up the left-hand doors. Let's see, do you want a Tail Express card there? Dreading something? You know what, let's head outside. How often has this gone wrong for us? Dreading long lines, skip the queue with express cards. Love these advertisements. Trek and treat with Trek Pass tours. Call that number. Is that even a British number? That might even be a British number, to be honest. Hi, hi. Looks cool. Oh, they're doing even more advertisements. Very nice. What time will we do off here? That's a lift to platform 1. Do they not have a thingy here? Let's have a look. 17:54 is when we're off here. Has anything messed up in here? It doesn't look like so. So 54 we are off. That's going to be another 15 seconds before we close the doors, and then we are on our way to our final destination of Faversham. I do absolutely love this. Apparently it's the 27th of August 2019. A very long time ago. Let's close the doors, and we can see our digital system has got next stop Faversham illuminated. Oh, there we go. The game has decided it wants to do it as well, and let's see if it will actually go. Even though we've been outside. It will! It's because I haven't been fat fingers and touched loads of switches and buttons whilst not watching. That was Sittingbourne, everyone. A very exciting place indeed. It is time to head 51 miles and 77 chains down the line. Our final destination of Faversham is up next. Oh, the countryside looks so beautiful. What is the mileage poster on that? Can't quite read it, it's going a little bit too fast. The sunlight is at a very annoying angle here with the sunset on all of the signage, the houses, the signals, etc. It looks stunning, but it makes it impossible to read. We are slowly but surely approaching Faversham Station, opened in the year of 1858. It was built initially for the East Kent Railway, which of course was the predecessor to the London, Chatham and Dover Railways. It is grade 2 listed, it is protected, it is stunning. It is a very, very old station with a lot of history from pre-electrification, which happened in 1959. It was an absolutely amazing, amazing station. In 2009, it started being upgraded, and that's simply because of this route that we are doing today. We don't want to do the brakes, we actually want to go a little bit fast. We can go up to 85 now. Faversham had a what is known as a barrow crossing, one of those old-fashioned manually operated crossing, which look absolutely brilliant. I don't actually know, we must have some somewhere still in the UK. They look absolutely phenomenal, and I do love it. I would absolutely adore to go in and operate that as a job. I would be very happy with my life if I was operating a barrow crossing, but they used to be between platforms 1 and platform 2, removed in 2009, and that is because our beauty had to fit in, and as part of a 12 coach service it did not, so sadly they lost the barrow crossing, and they had the multi-million pound upgrade. Oh wow, even up to 90 miles an hour. Look at this countryside, this scenery, absolutely stunning, Kent. The Garden of England, very, very, very beautiful indeed. It's got an upgrade to the lifts in March of 2012. Replacements were then installed in 2018 because they weren't actually too good, I suppose. We are reducing our speed because we are approaching Faversham, and that is a double caution, so we'll get onto the brakes quite quickly because the next one will be a single caution and then a red after that. Services all the same all round as we have been covering. Back to London St Pancras, up to London Victoria if you need to, through to Dover Priory if you want to, via Canterbury East and to Ramsgate, of course operated by Southeastern. Thameslink has left the picture. This is Southeastern territory right here. Cool, we have got a warning to go down to 60. That's because we are approaching the station. What is ahead of us? That is a single yellow, a single caution, by the looks of it, at least at the moment. So we'll slow it right down to about 15 miles an hour. There's likely still a train on our platform there. There we go, we can confirm that is a single caution. We will go nice and slow as our train will be terminating here. Got warning for 30 to the left. We're going 20, so we're more than fine if we do need to go. Not quite sure what platform this guy is going to come in on. It depends. Sometimes another driver will take over the train in Faversham and continue it on to Ramsgate, but I do believe this service that we chose today does terminate at Faversham itself. On that topic, I would, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I love reading your comments as well, so please do comment down below what you thought. This small little community that we have got is absolutely wonderful. We might be small, but we are great at heart. It is fantastic to read all your comments. It's such a positive energy, and I absolutely love it that you guys are loving the videos. I'm having my time of my life making these. If you did like this video as well, please then do so down below. Hit the like button and comment down below what other routes you would like to see. I'm sort of going through my DLC catalogue of train simulator routes, but if you'd like to see anything specific or have any sort of challenges, scenarios, etc. that you'd like me to have a look at, please do let me know. We sort of play Train Simulator once every 2 weeks, and then we look at a new game or a different game on the every other week. We'll look at that little underpass. We're going 20 miles an hour here as we slowly enter beautiful Faversham. We can see there's a red signal there up ahead. That will probably indicate that there's a train that is coming out of our platform. Let's slow her right down because there's no point in rushing anyway, as we can see the beautiful classic English houses here in Faversham. And we'll most likely see our colleague pop around the corner here in just a moment. There we go, we've gone to a single caution now, and it's indicating that I believe we are going on the middle platform of the three. We'll slowly but surely ease it into the station. I didn't actually see a colleague leave, so it may have been a colleague who's slightly further ahead that has now cleared the platform, ready for us to pull in and terminate the service this early evening here, our rush hour people. The 5 PM service, I believe it was, something like that, a little bit after 5. We did leave London St Pancras. Along the way, we stopped at Stratford, of course. We changed over to DC and our slow speed at Ebbsfleet International. Stopped at Gravesend, Strood, Rochester, Chatham. Went up to Gillingham, Rainham, and now Sittingbourne, and then Faversham, of course, as well as our terminating point this evening. What an absolutely stunning evening. Now I do believe our colleague will take over this train. Gives us plenty of time to go to the relax room and have a coffee. As we can see, one of our colleagues there also pulling into the station. Very, very nice indeed. A Class 377 with a Thameslink livery. Well, that is quite unique. I have not seen that before. I am pretty sure they don't have them either. That's quite unique. Hey ho, you never know what you're going to see in Kent. You never know. It's all quite unique. By the looks of the boards, this train is headed back to London St Pancras, so it does indeed terminate here. We will see if we can find the board for number 6. There we go. There is a red signal up ahead, so we will slow it right down. Are we stopping here at the end? I don't see a board for number 6, unless I've missed it. That's 10 to 12. Hey ho, this will do. We will stop it here. We should be well within the platform. There we go. We've come to a halt. The doors are open. Once again, I thank you very much for watching it all the way through. Please like, subscribe, and comment. I will see you in 2 weeks for more Train Sim World. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.